Right then, Manchester United 0, Tottenham 3. These are going to be everything we learned from the game. I'll talk about a few individual points, but I want to kind of give you a general consensus of the whole thing. We'll be talking everything we learned. I think 5 things is good, but it's a bit more compact. I want to be free and talk about everything in this show. So let's get straight into it. I'll still do it in points, but it could be 7, it could be 10, just to see where the show goes. But the first thing we learned, Bruno Fernandes, disgraceful. Bruno Fernandes' performance today, listen, he's come out and said he doesn't think it's a red card. Listen, I agree with him. I don't think it's a red card, but other than that, his performance as well while he was on the pitch was shambolic. No momentum on the ball. As a captain, there was no leadership. Ten Hag got it wrong. People are calling out for Bruno Fernandes to be benched prior to the game, and now he will miss the next 3 games. Obviously, many people are going to be happy with that. We'll see what that really means for Manchester United. Will he actually make a difference? Having Mount, Eriksen, whoever's in that number 10. I mean, Mason Mount looked like he went off with an injury. Kobbie Mainoo looks out as well. But Bruno Fernandes really being out of the team massively affect us, and this is the perfect opportunity to see it. As I said, 3 games missing. Will it change the way that we play? Probably. I think we'll be much more controlled in possession. But against Spurs today, they utilised him, and I think the challenge, if you look at it, he slipped, he caught him with his ankle. I think it's very undeserved for me to go off, but there is certainly an issue with Bruno, and that's something Ten Hag talked about, the fans have talked about. So let's see what really happened with it. Will anything change? No idea. I'm hoping, because I think Bruno Fernandes is a player who's got a lot of criticism, and which is deserved criticism. But yeah, let's see what happens. The second thing we learned, the end of Ten Hag. I mean, is it the end of Ten Hag? Maybe, maybe not. This is just speculation at this point. People are beginning to question Ten Hag. It's a new low for Manchester United, this performance, and Erik Ten Hag is fully to blame, as well as some of the players, in my opinion. I don't think some of them tried. I think Ten Hag got a lot right in terms of team selection. I think he looked on paper a very good team, but he got a lot wrong. I think the decisions when he took Bruno off, like, it was a fraudulent performance. I think the way that we played, playing up from the back, and I think the way that we intended to play just didn't really work out. And I think some of the we had 4 new players out there from Ten Hag that we signed. We just couldn't really do anything. The sloppy passes from De Ligt, I don't think Mazraoui was good. I think that the whole defensive unit was pretty weak. Going into midfield, I think Ugarte looks really concerning, which I'll talk about my next point. But if Ten Hag continues playing the way that we played today, as I said, there'll probably only be 2 points I talk about. I'm just going to generally talk about the whole consensus. But this really is the way Ten Hag intends to play football. He will sack himself. We've got Porto. We've got Aston Villa, 2 tough away games. And Erik Ten Hag really has to do something. He's talked about tomorrow, obviously being a new day, a new opportunity. He has to go out and take it, because if he doesn't win that game against Porto, he doesn't win that game against Villa, even if I think he loses one of them, I think we will be sacked. And I think there's no reason in saying that United could get battered by both these teams. I think Porto can absolutely destroy us, and I think Villa can absolutely destroy us. So let's see what happens with that. I think the issue with the way that we play is we're very open at times, and Tottenham really exploited that. The Martinez mistake, the De Ligt sort of errors, I think Van de Ven running through. It was a calamity for Manchester United. Now, another point, Ugarte, very concerning. The passing was off today. He got bypassed a few times by James Maddison, made a few fouls. I think there was one nasty challenge on him from Brennan Johnson, but I think he did do an okay job. And listen, you've got to give him time to settle in. He's a player who's adapting to a new league. It's tough. And as I said, you have to give him time. So let's see what happens. But I did notice Ugarte, he did look off rhythm today. But yeah, for me, very poor. And I'm really frustrated by Ugarte today. And not just him, I think the whole team. What else we learned is United just very weak in possession. We conceded a lot of shots. I think Onana could have done better on the goals. And you look at that as the next point of protocol going into our next game. Next game against Porto. Will we win the game? I don't think we will. I think it's a very tough game to go away to. Porto are a top side in the Portuguese league. And this is a big game for Ten Hag. As I said, he's going to have no Bruno Fernandes for his next league game. See how he goes out without his captain. I think Kobbie Mainoo looked injured, hopefully. Fingers crossed that's not a long-term injury. But I think the way that we played was just so different. As I said, you look like we're trying to build up those performances against Palace and 20, which, listen, 21 was less, but the Crystal Palace one definitely rumours for momentum. We just couldn't really get onto that, and that is so disappointing. And I think some United fans have to be really concerned. I am concerned for Ten Hag. I hope he doesn't get sacked, but with the way that we're playing, with the momentum, the fans, listen, they stuck by him, but they're not going to stick by any longer. I know Gary Neville just said this. Other players actually buying into what Ten Hag is saying, because I don't think they really, the principles that we've seen Ten Hag do. Yeah, let's see what happens. Eric Ten Hag has no excuses. It's not good enough. We've seen Martinez apologising. People don't think Ten Hag will get sacked up to this. I don't think he will. I think he's got a few more games, but so disappointing. The players give up. But yeah, we've got a lot of build-up needed and a lot of momentum to go. I think, as I said, some of the individual players, I think Delo, shocking. Mazraoui, one of his worst games at United, as well as De Ligt. Onana was okay. Like, some of the players didn't really cover themselves in glory, but it's just a very frustrating day at the office. I hope United can improve with the momentum and really show like they give a toss for their football club and really care about what it's like to play for Manchester United. But that's been everything we learned. Warning signs, trigger issues. Going forward, we need to play much better, be much more compact. I think there was a lot of openings, a lot of warning signs, a lot of issues for United. I think we really have to look at this as a sign of what do we do now going forward? Do we change the way that we play? Is it the players? I think some of them are the issue. You got to look at making changes for our next game, because it's going to be tough. Porto or a top seed. We'll talk about that in the preview. But wow, oh wow. This was a real eye-opener to what Manchester United really can do in a United. What Man United can really do in a game. The constant contrast is just so embarrassing from us. And we've got to elevate it. We've got to improve, because other teams will exploit us. And you could see ourselves at the end of the week fighting in the relegation spots, flipping, bowing out of the Europa League after flipping losing. We're not getting any wins in our first two games from Porto and FC20. But flipping out, we've got to put our stuff together. Otherwise, Ten Hag will be out of a job at Manchester United. But let me know your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. I always want to hear what the fans have to say in the comments. You guys are obviously the main support behind this channel, so let's see what happens. Would you sack Ten Hag in the comments? This has been everything we learned. A bit more kind of free. But yeah, I think Ugarte, Bruno Fernandes, Ten Hag, all of these things. I mean, Spurs dominated us, and that was the worry with what they had. Their high line, United didn't exploit, and it was very disappointing. But let me know your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Hope you did enjoy. Peace.